In this video, we're going to look at the different types of chemical bonds that molecules can have. To do this, we're going to begin with talking about the Lewis model. The Lewis model is you just draw your atoms with dots, and these dots are your valence electrons, like we talked about in the previous chapter. And we're going to use these to explain bonds. And what you're seeing here is a Lewis model where a single bond is 2 dots, a double bond is 4 dots, a triple bond are 6 dots, and if you have 2 dots alone, you have what's called a lone pair. And with this, you can predict things like stability, shape, size, and polarity of your molecule. So why do we form bonds at all? And the only reason that molecules form bonds is because it lowers their potential energy. That is, they are in a more stable state. The potential energy of your chemical bond is lower than the potential energy of your atoms being separated, and things generally want to be at low energy. And when we're talking about energy, we're really talking about 3 different things to consider. 1, 2 atoms in a bond, their nucleuses are repelling each other. Their electrons are repelling each other, but the nucleus and electrons have a net attraction. And the 3 types of bonds we're going to talk about are ionic, which is between a metal and a nonmetal, covalent, which is between nonmetals, and metallic, which is between metal atoms. So an ionic bond between a metal and a nonmetal happens because 1, a metal loses an electron and becomes a cation. A nonmetal gains that electron and becomes an anion. And now you have 2 ions that are oppositely charged, so they'll attract each other. And that's what an ionic bond is. You have a positive and negative atom sticking around each other. You generally make salt. A covalent bond is when atoms share electrons. That's because nonmetal atoms, they have high ionization energy, so it's very hard to completely remove an electron, unlike the metals. So nonmetals, when they bond, they share their valence electrons. And that's why we draw 2 dots. So in this molecule, methane, carbon is sharing 1 electron with each one of these hydrogens, and hydrogen is sharing an electron as well into a covalent bond. And the different nuclei are becoming stable by having the electron right between the 2 positive nuclei in this type of formation. And metallic bonds are a little bit different than covalent and ionic, and that's because metal atoms, they can lose electrons like no problem. They have very low ionization energies. And so what you have is just a sea or swarm of electrons that just wash over your protons. And that's what a metal is. And that's why it can conduct electricity very well, because this sea of electrons will just carry that charge. And that's it for our types of atomic bonds. So I'll see you in the next video.